Hello, welcome to my channel and to my valley. Today is going to be a super fun one. We are finally getting Alice. If you don't know, I've had this game since early access and Alice has been one of the characters I've waited so long for. So I'm not going to keep you waiting. Let's get started. First, we're headed to the Dreamlight Castle to unlock the Wonderland realm. Once you unlock the realm, a white rabbit is going to run out and you're going to talk to Merlin and then you're going to follow the white rabbit. While following the white rabbit, it's going to lead you to a rabbit hole where the plaza meets the Forest of Valor. While there, look for a pocket watch and pick it up. Once you have a pocket watch, inspect the rabbit hole and be careful not to fall in. Once inside Wonderland, explore the forest until you find Alice. Once you find her, you're going to talk to her and then follow her into the forest. After Alice disappears, walk up to the red tree and talk to the Cheshire Cat. He's going to ask you to remove 3 of his faces from around the forest. The first one is in the area to the right of the red tree where you first met the Cheshire Cat. Another is on a red tree with a sign that says "This way." And the last one can be found on a rock next to a blue tree. After that, we're headed back to the Cheshire Cat and he's sending us to look for a bunch of ingredients. Honestly, these ingredients aren't too hard to find. Around the realm, you'll see pink and purple clutter, and when you clean that up, you will receive one of the ingredients. Once you've collected everything, return to the Cheshire Cat and he's going to give you 3 recipes: a spicy moment, a sweet moment, and more time. After you've made all 3 recipes, eat more time and then return to the Cheshire Cat. He's going to tell you to follow the Mome Rath. They will lead you to Alice. The Mome Rath are the colorful fluffs on the ground and they'll point you in the right direction. You're going to enter the tree portal and then once in the Queen of Hearts maze, talk to the Cheshire Cat. After you talk to him, we're going to start looking for our first lever to open up the gate and continue through the maze. I was going to make a map, but then I found a map, so I'm going to put that up on the screen, and I'm also going to put timestamps so you can come back to the map for help with this maze. So to find the first lever, we're heading up, to the left, and then down the first chance we get. We're headed to the left again, up, and then to the right all the way around the guard to pull the first lever. After you pull the first lever, head through the first gate, and on your left, through a shrinking hedge, there'll be the second lever. Once you pull that lever, you're headed out, right around the first guard, and left around the second guard, straight through gate number 2. Once through gate number 2, head straight ahead to another shrinking hedge to find lever number 3. While still inside that shrinking hedge, you're going to head to the left to exit out through another shrinking hedge, to the left again, around a guard, and there will be lever number 4. You're going to head back the way you came and then left through gate number 3. For this last section, there's quite a few ways to make it through, and if you take your time looking around, you might find a few prizes, but your goal is to end up straight ahead where a line of guards are. Once there, you're going to talk to Alice. We're going to return to the forest and then talk to the Cheshire Cat in his tree. He's going to ask us to fish out a jar of heart candies from the beginning area. Once we have the candies, we're going to talk to the mother of the singing flowers, and she's going to ask us to water the little flowers. As you water them, bags of discontented seeds will pop out, and you're going to collect all 3 of them. Next, you're going to put on something blue and head back to the beginning area and find a large blue mushroom. The large blue mushroom is going to drop a smaller blue mushroom, and you're going to pick that up. When leaving the beginning area, you're going to run into a curious pencil bird. The curious pencil bird is going to ask you a few questions. The answer to these questions are 6, the white rabbit, Unbirthday, 20, and 6. Once you answer all the questions correctly, he's going to drop this award plaque thing. I don't really know what it is, but you're going to pick it up and then head to the nearest crafting table. You're going to craft the contrary perfume and then head back to the maze and give it to Alice. Then you're going to use the perfume to shrink down onto the tea table and take a picture once you're there. Then you're going to walk up the plates to reach the squeeze bottle and use the puddles to grow back to your regular size. Once you're back to your regular size, you're going to talk to Alice and she's going to send you to find the playing cards, the lovely dice, and the lost marbles. The lost marbles are all the way to the right of where you were talking to Alice. The lovely dice are over by the white rose bushes, and the playing cards are directly behind the tea table. Once you've collected all 3 items, you're going to place them all on the tea table. Next, we're shrinking back down onto the tea table and looking for 4 keys. You're going to use your pickaxe to break the teapot. You can't fish the key out of the teacup from this high up, so you're going to have to walk back down the way you came. Once you've fished out key number 1, we're headed to get key number 2. Key number 2 is a lot easier to get. It's just in the back on top of lovely dice. Key number 3 is to the right, and you're going to use your watering can to get it out of the sugar cubes. For the last key, you're going to walk up the playing cards to the cupcake and use your shovel to dig it out of the icing. Then we're leaving the tea table and headed to Alice to talk to her and give her the keys we found to release the animals. Next, we're starting my favorite part, which is painting the roses red. Alice is going to give us a bucket of red paint and we're going to use it on our watering can to paint the roses red. Once you're done painting the roses red, you're going to head over by the tea table and clean up the smashed plates. And then in the middle by the guards, you're going to clean up the burrowed holes. After that, we're talking to Alice and she's asking us to return to the Wonderland realm and meet her at the beginning of the forest. Once there, you're going to follow Alice to the Cheshire Cat and listen to them talk. Now, they talk for a minute. But he does give you a hint on which mushrooms to light up in the beginning. Blue for Alice and pink for the Cheshire Cat. After that, we're going to talk to Alice and she's going to give us the perfume to use with our watering can to bring the realm door back to normal size. After that, we're headed back to our valley to place Alice's house, buy it, and then welcome her to our valley. Once she's in our valley, we're going to talk to her and she's going to talk to us about the Cheshire Cat, so we're going to go back to try to convince him to come to our valley. Now, while you talk to him, he's going to disappear and then you're going to follow the footprints he leaves behind. Those footprints lead back to the valley, and if you're like me, you were like, oh, okay, so we just unlocked him. But he's not just yet, sadly. You're going to talk to Alice and she's going to kind of explain to us what I'm about to explain to you. So we will be unlocking the Cheshire Cat, but it won't be for another week. Starting next week on April 30th, he'll start making some more trouble in our valley, and a week after that, so 2 weeks from now, we should be unlocking him. According to the Disney Dreamlight Valley blog, he'll also be bringing us a new station and a new event. This event will be starting in May, I'm assuming May 7th, and this event will be limited time, but unlocking the Cheshire Cat will not be. After May 7th, all players will be able to unlock him right away. So now back to our regularly scheduled program. So the only quest that the Cheshire Cat has right now is Mannequin Madness, and you're gonna start it by talking to Scrooge, and then he's gonna ask you to talk to Alice. Then you're going to try to remove the mannequin and a new one's going to appear. You're going to interact and try to remove the new mannequin, and then it's going to drop a pink and purple coupon. You're going to pick that coupon up and bring it to Scrooge. You're going to use that coupon to purchase purple cat ears and Cheshire Cat slippers. Once you've bought the items, you're going to put them on and talk to Alice to finish the quest. You're going to talk to Alice to start her level 2 friendship quest. She's gonna send us to talk to Vanellope, and then we're headed to the Dreamlight library. Once inside, you're gonna talk to Alice and Vanellope, and then we're gonna leave and talk to Goofy. He's gonna tell us where to fish some magical nouns, which is in the peaceful meadow. Once you fish up the other 2 magical nouns, you're gonna give them to Alice, and she's gonna send you to the plaza to chase down some magical verbs. You'll end up chasing these verbs into the Dreamlight Castle, and you'll have to catch them once inside. Once you've caught all 3, you're going to give them to Alice, and then we're starting our hunt for magical adjectives. I found my first magical adjective on Dazzle Beach. The next one I found in the peaceful meadow. After that, you're going to talk to Remy, and he's going to tell you to go into Mickey's house to find the last magical adjective. Then you're going to give all the magical adjectives to Alice. Next, we're going to listen to Alice recite her weird poem to him, which kind of reminds me of a Mad Lib. After that, you're going to talk to Merlin, and he's going to ask you to craft a pop-up book for Alice. You're going to give it to her and then build a reading nook in your house. Don't be like me. I didn't read. I didn't know it was supposed to be in my house, so I built one in my valley first. The requirements for the reading nook are 1 table, the pop-up book, 1 rug, 2 lights, and 2 calm furniture. After you've made the reading nook, talk to Alice to finish her friendship quest. Next, we're going to start the level 4 friendship quest. You're going to talk to Alice, and then you're going to head to your Dazzle Beach to dig up a message in the bottle. You're going to give the bottle to Alice, and she's going to ask you to find a dark cavern with mystic lights. That's going to be the cave that's located on the Dazzle Beach. Once inside, you're going to walk through the cave until you find the mome raths. You're going to talk to Alice, and she's going to tell you to water them. As you walk through the cave, you're going to water all the sets of mome raths until you get to the bottom. Once at the bottom, you're going to fish out another bottle, and then you're going to give it to Alice. Then we're going to leave the cave and start our search for the Jabberwocky. You can find the Jabberwocky in the corner of the Forest of Valor, near where the forest meets the Frosted Heights. Once you find it and meet Alice there, you're going to talk to her, and she's going to ask you to craft 6 Wonderland candles. You're going to place all 6 candles around the log where the Jabberwocky is hiding to scare him away, and then you're going to retrieve the kaleidoscope from inside. And then finally, we're going to give the kaleidoscope to Alice to complete her level 4 friendship quest. Next, we're starting her level 7 friendship quest. You're going to talk to her to start it, and then she's going to send you to talk to Scrooge, Olaf, and Mother Gothel. After that, we're searching around Alice's house until you find a shrunken, small Alice hiding in a teapot by the couch. You're going to talk to her and then to regular Alice, and she's going to send you to cook some ice cream to give to the small, sad Alice. You're going to make banana, chocolate, and vanilla ice cream, and then you're going to head back to Alice's house and place the ice cream around small, sad Alice. The ice cream is going to make sad Alice a little bit happier and a little bit bigger, and then we're headed to Scrooge's shop to talk to him. He's going to ask us to clean up the pile of He's gonna ask us to clean up the piles of broken merchandise around his store, and then we're gonna listen to him talk to Donald. Next, we're gonna check in with Merlin and ask him about the kaleidoscope, and he's gonna ask us to collect 3 blue flowers, 4 red flowers, and 6 yellow flowers. We're gonna head back to Alice's house and listen to Sad Alice talk to Scrooge, talk to Olaf, and talk to Mother Gothel. We're gonna give Sad Alice the flowers, and then Sad Alice and Happy Alice are gonna talk and become one again to finish this quest. To start the final friendship quest, check your mailbox and get the kaleidoscope from Merlin. Then go talk to Alice. She's gonna send you to talk to Remy, and with the ingredients you get from talking to Remy, we're gonna cook 3 layers to a cake. A banana layer, a blueberry layer, and a raspberry layer. Once you've made all 3 layers to the cake, give them to Alice and she's gonna ask you to collect more supplies. We're gonna get candy toppings from Vanellope and a candle recipe from Mushu. Next, we're headed to a crafting table to make the candles. Next, we're gonna talk to Alice and give her everything we've collected so far. Then she's gonna ask us to talk to Anna, Pumbaa, and Goofy for non-edible cake decorations. Then we're headed to Alice's house to check in with her on everything we've collected so far. She's gonna ask us to start building the cake, and everything we need is on the table. So we're gonna start with the 3 layers of cake. Next is the icing. Then the sprinkles and candies. Then the candles and the non-edible decor. And finally, the kaleidoscope on top. We're gonna talk to Alice when we're done, but before we get a chance to show her the cake, someone has stolen it. On the ground there's a note, and we're gonna give it to Alice to try to decipher the clues. We're headed to Wally for help, and he's gonna give us a seed to plant. Now, I don't know how long this plant takes to grow because I used the growth elixir, but I'm gonna assume it takes anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. Once you've harvested the plant, you're gonna bring it to the Dreamlight castle to trade the Cheshire Cat for the birthday cake. Once you've obtained the birthday cake again, you're gonna give it to Alice. Then finally, to finish her level 10 friendship quest, you're gonna place down the cake on a table to celebrate, and you're gonna take a picture and have your happy unbirthday celebration.
To me?
To you.
For me?
Are you? Now blow the candle up, my dear, and make your wish come true.
And then lastly, you're gonna talk to Alice to get all your rewards from completing her friendship quests. Now, there is a hidden bonus quest for some free furniture items. You may have obtained a key earlier when trying to collect all the ingredients in the Wonderland realm. If not, head back to the realm and there is a pinkish purple log. Inside there is your first key. There are 3 locks around this part of the realm, and each one you give a key to get a key. The first lock is one of the easiest to find. If you follow the path, it leads you right to it, located on a large rock. The second one is located directly across from the flowers you watered on a smaller rock. The third one in the forest is a little harder to find. It's directly across from the mushroom that leads you to the maze. The next 5 key locations are located inside the Queen of Hearts maze. You're going to take the portal into the maze, and then directly behind the tree portal is your first key in this section. You might need to refer back to the map to find these key locations. The next location is on the way to gate number 2, but you need to turn back around to see it. The next location is after gate number 3 to the right, but before the 2 sets of guards. The final location is after you walk through the row of guards, and it's by where you helped Alice release the animals. After you've done all that, you should be left with one final key. That key can be used to open the large gate at the end of the realm. This is where you will receive your reward. Alright, that's all I have today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to make these quests a bit easier for you. They were honestly really rough for me to edit for this video. I made almost the whole thing. It got deleted and then I had to remake it. So I've spent all day on this and my own bunny is jealous of how much time I'm spending with the virtual bunnies instead of him. So I'm gonna go clean his cage and I will see you guys next week. We'll be talking about the Cheshire Cat. Bye!